I think the logical presupposition, even if not true, is that we all understand English, no? Okay. First, let me tell you sincerely how glad I am to be here. First, your city is mythic for me. I think that it was here that Žižek started, no? And it was, I think, in Poland that he did his best films. There you have a nice example of how he began well. I think still, how do you call it? It's usually translated, but it's a bad translation, a blind chance, Padek or what? That film about, you know, that everybody in the West then copied from Tom Pickford, the three alternate realities. And incidentally here, I will mention this at the end, you will see how, nonetheless, people are telling us we live in post-ideological times. Who cares about ideology? Well, those in power are afraid. In the East, in the West. In the East, it is, I don't know if it was reported in your media, but I read that about 2-3 weeks ago, that in China, People's Republic, some, probably Ministry of Culture, I don't know which body, prohibited showing on TV and in movie theaters any stories, films with stories which deal in any way with time travel or alternate reality. They say in this nice Chinese style that history is too great matter to be left to such frivolous imagination, but of course it's simply a fear of imagining a different alternate reality. Now we in the West, we can have all the alternate reality we want because I claim a more basic ideological censorship is at work. No, I am not this type of old stupid leftists who say, like I remember when I was young, with crazy radical leftists, old-fashioned. If you mention Gulag, they said, oh, but in the West, the entire society is a consumerist Gulag, and so on. No, I'm not trying to tell you this. I'm trying to tell you, not in this sense that there is some secret censoring agency, but how also in the West, censorship functions in the sense of, and this is for me a truly successful censorship, in the sense of what change you can even imagine as possible, as thinkable. What do I mean by this? Did you notice something, if you follow your media, how strangely are in the last years the two predicates, possible, impossible. What is possible, what is impossible? How strangely they are distributed. On the one hand, in the domains of technology and personal, sexual, and so on, morals, we are told that almost everything is or is becoming possible. For example, in technology, we are told soon, even being an astronaut traveling to space, it will be possible, of course, if you have money. That, I don't know, on internet, all world culture will be accessible, or even some extremely interesting, this futuristic, almost unimaginable possibilities of internet. And it's interesting, if you allow me to mention one of them, because there you can see a link between ideology and technology. It was also reported, at least in the United States, a very interesting thing. How some from MIT, there, Harvard, near Boston, some Indian younger professor or student developed something which, I mean, it is the work of a genius because it looks very, it sounds, it is in a way simple and it works. But the effect is totally futuristic. The idea is the following one. all you need is a camera, small digital camera and a projector attached to a cell phone, strong one which you have in the pocket, and the cell phone is connected to internet. Now, I was shocked. I saw a report on TV. He can do it. It works. Still at a modest level, but it works. The idea is the following one. What you see in front of you is perceived by the camera, and to the net is sent to some mega computer, much stronger, which is able to recognize and identify the object. And then the computer provides, has a program which quickly, in a matter of seconds, brings out the elementary data about what you see, and then all you need is, like already my shirt would be okay, a minimally flat surface where the data are projected onto it. For example, it's incredible how it works. The guy demonstrated it like this. You take a book in your hand, and in a matter of seconds, it's projected on the book what it is about, all the reviews of the book, where you can buy the book, and so on. You see, it's technology, but, this technology is already impregnated with ideology. You almost return to this mythic, pre-modern universe where objects declare themselves to you. No, of course, with my dirty old man's mind, I will not say it, but I will. You can imagine what was my idea. You need a woman and it's immediately projected on her. You can seduce her in that way. She likes cunnilingus, offer her chocolate cakes or whatever. Sorry, that's life, no? But what I want to say is that here you can see how, although it's pure technology, in a way, ideological mystification is extreme. Why? Because, of course, it's not the object itself which speaks to you. It's what the big other, in the sense of that mega computer program, which of course just registers all social prejudices and so on, what social field of ideology knows about that object. And the mystification is that, of course, you perceive it as if the thing itself is directly answering you. As if you know, this is the old, sometimes even beautifully formulated Gnostic myth, that less objects themselves can address you, can speak to you. So again, many things are becoming possible. Even we are told, for example, that with biogenetic manipulations we will be able soon to grow organs, so you can have heart transplant, which will be really like your heart and everything, so you will be able to live indefinitely. Even, I'm not kidding, I saw this, not physically, but read about it. That would be too much for me in New York. For example, in sexuality, there is now in New York, and I was told that dozens of people already did it, a doctor, surgeon, chirurg, surgeon, who specializes in cutting the penis into two. The idea is, if you do it in a proper way, you end up with two penises, so you can imagine. You can do it to two women at the same time, whatever. So all this is possible. Okay, maybe. But then, now I will be cynical. Let's go to socio-economic domain. Like, I can have two penises, whatever, but we cannot raise healthcare expenditure for 1%. When you say that, oh, it's impossible, we will lose competitivity, it's whatever. No? So how did you notice? At one level, everything is more and more possible. Almost everything is possible. But when you touch social and especially economic system, more and more things become impossible.